So today we're going to be adding one legend to every single MLB team. And man, this was difficult for some of these teams to choose just one legend because there's so many good legends out there. So of course, I know you guys are going to differ with me in the comment section down below. Let me know what you would have chosen or who you would have chosen differently from me. But of course, if you enjoy these videos, you want to see some more videos like this, hit that like button down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and enjoy the content. And like I said, get in that comment section. Tell me who was a different player you would have gone with, because man, this was difficult. I tried to pick a player that fit kind of a hole in the team, but obviously there's some players you just can't avoid, right? You had to throw them on that squad. So of course, get in the comment section, tell me. So today, what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn CPU trading off, and what we're gonna do is the very first season we're gonna have no legends, kind of get like a baseline, something to compare it to, because I want to see if adding a legend to a team really makes a big difference. I would assume so, you know, but at the same time there's some pretty stacked teams out there, so it's gonna be pretty hard to compete. I'm thinking it's gonna help those teams that are kind of on the fringe, you know, those like wild card teams, maybe the team that's close to winning the division, maybe that'll push them to the next level. We'll have to wait and see. But you know, let me know who's one of your favorite players all time. For this, I tried to avoid players like adding a Pujols to the Cardinals or Miguel Cabrera, you know, boosting him up, maybe adding him to the Marlins. I tried to avoid, you know, throwing players who are still playing, just to kind of avoid the whole like, well, they're technically not legends yet, you know what I'm trying to say. But you know, there's also some teams that have a very limited history just because they're newer teams. So trying to select one player from them was a little bit difficult, but I tried to do my best. I tried to figure out, you know, who would work the best, right? And so quickly as we get through this, you know, let me know some of who your favorite players all time are. I mean, there's so many good ones, but yeah, let's quickly get through this and we'll talk about where every team ranks to start. All right, so here we go. You guys can kind of see like the Brewers are on top in the Central. You got the Dodgers, the Padres, and the Giants all making the wild card, which, you know, or the playoffs at least, which makes sense, right? I mean, the Dodgers probably aren't going to win the division unless the Giants absolutely tank. I don't even know if the Padres are going to make the postseason with the way they've been performing lately. The Yankees, the Red Sox both make it out of the East. The White Sox in the Central, okay, and then the Astros and the Angels somehow make it. But okay, so there's that. When the Phillies take the East, which is definitely a possibility, but the Braves are really hot too. The Mets are looking kind of bad. And as we take a look at like the whole batting average and everything, this is kind of difficult because, you know, it's just purely based off of like MLB The Show. But you guys can kind of see Starling Marte with doubles, Trent Grisham with doubles, Edman with triples, along with Victor Reyes. Home runs, you got 45 for Stanton, and Muncy has 43. And then we'll take a quick look at like ERA and saves and everything. So Will Smith with the most saves. Hendricks, okay, Hendricks makes a little sense. Matthew Boyd, Brady Singer, really? These are not any names that I would have assumed. Garrett Cole, maybe a Carlos Rodon. And then you got Kershaw, Burns, Pablo Lopez. Okay, whatever. But okay, some interesting names there. And then when you take a look at the awards, you got Trevor Bauer winning MVP. He's not even playing right now, so we'll give it to Max Muncy, even though Tatis could definitely make it as well. JD Martinez beats out Stanton and Devers. Cy Young went to the greatest relief pitcher of all, Dylan Bundy. And let's see what else we got going on here. Presley and Gallegos for reliever of the year, and Jonathan India and Chase McCormick winning Rookie of the Year. So that's how it all kind of plays out, right? We can take a quick look at the team rankings just to get an idea of like who are the top 5 teams in baseball. Actually, yeah, that's probably better where I am there. So you guys can see runs, Dodgers, hits, Red Sox, doubles, all this good stuff. Ooh, the Indians with the most triples. Interesting. Home runs went to the Dodgers by 30 almost. Okay. Let's see if we've got any like crazy pitching teams. Let's see here. What do we got here? Where are they? ERA went to the Dodgers, and you got the Yankees, Brewers, the Giants. Oh, okay. All right. Interesting. Saves went to the Angels. Wow. 51 saves for Iglesias and 51 for Presley. And then the next closest was 25. It looks like the Dodgers spread it out between a bunch of different people. Okay. All right. So there it is. There it is. We'll see who wins the World Series really quickly, just to kind of get an idea of what to expect as the Houston Astros take on the Los Angeles Dodgers. All right. We got the Dodgers defeating the Astros. So there we go. There's kind of our baseline. Now let's take a look at these legends. Alrighty, so like I said, one legend for every single team. For the Orioles, Cal Ripken Jr. I felt like this one was pretty obvious, right? There's definitely some other ones I could have gone with. I could have gone with Murray at first base. And I'm trying to think of someone else right off the top of my head. Sadly, I can't think of any. It's not that I'm saying like the Orioles don't have a rich history. It's just that I'm just being a moron. And I can't think of any other Orioles players right now. Brooks Robinson. Yeah, I don't know why that definitely didn't pop into my head there. But yeah, Cal Ripken, I just felt like, yeah, that makes sense. For the Red Sox, could have gone so many places. They need a first baseman. I could have gone Big Papi. We got Ted Williams. I felt like this one made some sense, but there's definitely just, you think of all the different names for the Red Sox. I went with Ted Williams, right? So like I said, I could have gone someone else. For the Yankees, I went with Jeter. I felt like shortstop was an area that they needed a player. If you look at the outfield, they've got Joey Gallo, they've got Aaron Judge, they've got Stanton. So going with someone like a Mickey Mantle, I thought it could have helped them, but at the same time, they probably could have gone, I could have gone with Babe Ruth, Mickey Mantle, Yogi Berra. Like there's so many different names I could have gone with. I decided to go with Jeter. Plus, I kind of picked a newer player. I tried to spread it out with some of the older guys and some of the newer ones. For this team, I went with, or for the Rays, I should say this team. For the Rays, I went with Carl Crawford. Again, a newer team in the grand scheme of things. So, maybe like a Ben Zobrist. And there's a couple of David Price, but he's still in the league. Evan Longoria was my obvious choice, but again, he's still in the league. So I decided to go with Carl Crawford. For the Blue Jays, I went with Roy Halladay. So I'll actually show you in the pitching rotation that I went with Roy Halladay. I also tried to find the years that they were the best with the team. So Roy Halladay at 26. So again, I felt like this made the most sense. For the White Sox, Frank Thomas. Even though they do have a really good first baseman, I guess we should just go the roster. This would make more sense to do that way, right? With the with the teams. So I went with Frank Thomas, 26 years old. You guys can see him there. For the Indians, I went with Bob Feller. I could have gone with, maybe Kenny Lofton. I could have gone with Manny Ramirez if I wanted to. Jim Tomei was another one, but I thought maybe giving them another pitcher would help them out a little bit compared to maybe their offense, which I guess does need some help too. Ty Cobb for the Tigers. Again, I could have gone with so many different players. Miguel Cabrera. I mean, the whole list for the Tigers is insane. Just Miggy was the first one that came to mind, but I felt like Ty Cobb probably should go with him. George Brett of the Royals. He's one of those guys where if I hear the Royals, this is who I think of. So that's why I went with him. Joe Mauer with the Twins. Kirby Puckett was an option. Joe Nathan if I wanted to go with the reliever, but I tried to go with some of like more of like a starter or an offensive player. Jeff Bagwell for the Astros. Again, I could have gone maybe like a Roy Oswalt. I could have gone like a Lance Berkman, someone a little bit different. But for or Craig Biggio. But for the Astros, I felt like maybe Jeff Bagwell. Let's go with him. No, not Mike Trout. I went with Nolan Ryan for the Angels. Let's give them some pitching. They've been lacking pitching for some time. Let's go with Nolan Ryan. Ricky Henderson in the outfield for the Oakland Athletics. We've got Ken Griffey Jr. for the Mariners. This was a tough one. I considered Ichiro. I considered Felix Hernandez because I felt like maybe the Mariners could have used their starting pitcher over an outfielder. With the Mariners, there's, again, a couple of different players. I could have gone Martinez. I could have gone, there's a bunch. A-Rod for the Rangers. Another player I really considered was Beltre, but I felt let's throw A-Rod onto the team. Hank Aaron for the Braves. Jose Fernandez for the Marlins. Again, kind of a newer team in the grand scheme of things. For the Marlins, a Yelich or a Stanton, but they're still playing. They're still fairly young. So, Jose Fernandez still isn't, sadly isn't alive anymore. Could have been part of that Marlins squad, but let's throw him on the team. Mike Piazza for the Mets. Again, I could have gone with a bunch of different guys. Jimmy Rollins for the Phillies. Vlad for the Nationals. We've got Sammy Sosa for the Cubs. Again, I could have gone Ernie Banks, Sandberg, Mark Pryor, Kerry Wood. There's a bunch. Johnny Bench for the Reds. Another team that, you could go a bunch of different directions. Prince Fielder with the Brewers. We've got Clemente for the Pirates here. Again, you could I thought about Kutch, but he's still playing, so let's throw it back. Let's actually get a legend of the game, Roberto Clemente. I thought about Barry Bonds, I did, but I felt Clemente, since he's a newer player to the game, let's throw him in there. We went with Gibson of the Cardinals, so he's in there. We got Randy Johnson with the Diamondbacks, Larry Walker with the Rockies. I really considered Todd Helton, but I saw that CJ Cron was one of the higher rated players on the team, so let's go with Larry Walker. Jackie Robinson with the Dodgers, another team I could have gone a bunch of different directions with. And then for the Padres, we went Tony Gwynn, and then Willie Mays out there for the Giants. Again, I consider Barry Bonds, but I know a lot of you guys, last year when I did this video, a lot of you guys were like, how could you choose Barry Bonds over Willie Mays? I mean, if you look at Barry Bonds' numbers, they're insane. That's why. And then we're back to the start. So yeah, let's see how it plays out. I don't know if it's going to do anything crazy. Let's find out. All right, standings wise, the Brewers is still on top of the division by a lot. So it looks like not much change. Okay, so the Braves on top. So that actually flipped. The Phillies got a lot worse, which is weird. Dodgers, Giants, and Padres. Okay, that's still kind of the same. What else? The Rays made the postseason over the Red Sox. Interesting. The White Sox, the Athletics, and the Astros. So no Angels this time. Okay, so some things have changed. Some things have changed for sure. And then when we take a look at, where did we go to after this? We went, well, I guess league leaders would be nice. Buster Posey on top, along with Mike Trout. Okay, Frank Thomas, Hank Aaron. What else we got here? Doubles went to Witt and Tatis. 66 doubles. That's insane. 13 triples, 10 triples. Cal Ripken Jr. with 48 home runs. Willie Mays 51. Okay. And then taking a look at like some of the ERA and saves and everything. Trinan, Nick Anderson. Okay. Savale, John Means, Matthew Boyd, Lance Lynn, and Chris Bassett. All right. Boog Gibson out here killing it. All right, we got Randy Johnson, a couple other. Okay. So let's take a look at the not the league leaders. We'll take a look at the awards, see what else we got going on. Who is our award winners? Willie Mays, MVP, along with Hank Aaron. Adam Duvall. Adam Duvall, really? Okay. And then we got two there, Frank Thomas and what's his name? Cal Ripken Jr. Dylan Bundy makes another appearance in the Cy Young race. Randy Johnson is on the other side of the league. What is up with Dylan Bundy lately? He's on a mission. He is on a mission for sure. Rookie of the year went to A-Rod. Okay, well that makes sense. All right, team rankings. What do we got going on here? Batting average. Apparently, Adam Duvall is just a beast. Makes the Braves the best team in baseball somehow, batting average wise. Let's see. Hits went to the Braves offense, just completely different. You've got the Athletics too, killing it. Okay, the Athletics, I see you. Doubles, triples, I think again went to the Indians. And what else we got going on here? I mean, what happened to the Braves? The Braves just all of a sudden popping off. Let's see. Pitching wise now, let's go take a look and see what we got going on here. Dodgers, Cardinals, White Sox. Again, the Giants. All right. Shutouts, White Sox. Saves, the Rays. The Dodgers again. This time they purely went with Trinan instead of, spreading the love everywhere. So, okay. Not too bad. I mean, I'm pretty intrigued by how this all played out. Sammy Sosa. Well, let's go take a look. Let's go see how everybody did with their team. So Sosa 28 home runs. Okay. Johnny Bench 27 with a 269 average. Prince Fielder hit 313 with 45 home runs. Clemente 34 home runs with a 338 average. I would say that's a pretty good season. Bob Gibson absolutely killed it. Bob Gibson, aka Boog Gibson, he killed it. Only 50 walks in 234 innings pitched. I mean, Randy Johnson right behind him. Larry Walker with 41 home runs, killed it. Jackie Robinson, I mean, almost a 300 average. What was his on base percentage? 382. That's impressive. What do we got for Tony Gwynn? 315 average. The master of getting on base. There it is. There it is. Willie Mays, pretty strong season with 51 home runs. Plus, he was MVP. Cal Ripken killed it. You got Teddy Ballgame. He, pretty good season. Where is Jeter? 270 average, 17 home runs. That's a little disappointing. That's a little disappointing to see right there. Carl Crawford, respectable year. Roy Halladay. Okay, what do we got for... Oh, man, like, everybody's killing it. Like, ooh, Bob Feller. Ooh. Oh, no. Ty Cobb, on-base machine, I would assume. George Brett, great season. Joe Mauer, a little bit of a disappointing season. I mean, like, it's not a bad year at all. But in comparison to some of the other guys, definitely a little disappointing. Jeff Bagwell killed it. What do we got for Nolan? Ooh, Nolan Ryan. Ricky Henderson was good. Griffey was fantastic. A-Rod killed it. Is this the card? Look at this card, by the way. This card art is nasty. Just give me throw this card in the game. That would be insane. I love that card. A-Rod, unbelievable year. Hank Aaron too. Jose Fernandez had a very respectable season. Love to see it. And then Mike Piazza. I think that's the last one, right? Oh no, Jimmy Rollins. Vlad. Vlad was, yeah. Meh. And then we're back to the start. So final playoff sim. How is this going to play out? So the Giants beat the Padres. We've got the Yankees. Ooh, they were a wild card team. They beat the Astros. I mean, this is a pretty good playoff bracket. I like this. This would be a good playoff season. I would love to see this. So Tampa Bay, let's just advance today. What do we got here? So the Yankees defeat the White Sox. We got the Dodgers edging out the Giants. We got 2-2 for the other two games. What do we have here? Atlanta versus the Dodgers. Ooh, that'd be a good one. And then who's going to take the Oakland Tampa Bay series? It's going to be Tampa Bay Yankees versus the Braves and the Dodgers. Okay, so the Dodgers win the first and the second. The Rays take the first game. Are we going to have a Rays Dodgers World Series once again? Oh, the Yankees. Okay, so the Dodgers beat the Braves 4-1. We got the Dodgers versus, who's it going to be? Okay. 3-3. Are we serious? It's going to be a repeat of last year's World Series. The Rays versus the Dodgers. Let's see as we get to it. The Rays take the first. Dodgers tie it up. Give me the next one. The Dodgers. Okay. The Dodgers again. Are we going to get a World Series champion this game? We are. The Dodgers win it. Who got the MVP? Trey Turner. And playoff MVP went to Jackie Robinson and Randy Arozarena. All right, well, let's go take a look and see how Carl Crawford did in the postseason. Little shaky. And then we all know Jackie Robinson had a pretty good effect considering he was the playoff MVP. So there it is. The Dodgers still on top. I mean, it makes sense. Their team is stacked. So that makes sense. If you add one legend to every team, the Dodgers are still really good. But it turns out the Braves go from kind of like that wild card kind of winning the division to just an absolutely insane squad. And then if you add Hank Aaron, Adam Duvall turns into an MVP. So maybe you just got to get Hank Aaron back on the Braves and Adam Duvall will be an MVP candidate. But yeah, it was pretty interesting. The playoff picture kind of stayed similar. So that's one thing to kind of take into effect. The East was still pretty close. The West was still pretty close. Oakland was a pretty strong team, adding Ricky Henderson. But I feel like for the most part, if you add a legend to a really good team already, they're going to continue to be really good. And if you add a legend to a really bad team, they're still going to be pretty bad. But it's interesting to see how it all played out. I really enjoyed this. If you enjoyed it too, hit that thumbs up down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and enjoyed the content. And of course, in the comment section, who did I miss? Who should I have thrown in that I didn't get in? That didn't sound right, but I think it's right. I don't know. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.